Paul Biya has only one problem, personally: to die in power and be buried in Cameroon. Why? Because the man who handed power over to him under orders from Mitterrand, Amadou Ahidjo, died in exile and was buried in Senegal. Ahidjo, the first president chosen by the French for our republic, Bananier of Cameroon, died in exile and was buried in the Dakar Yoff cemetery. Paul Biya, who understands the law of action and reaction, is gripped by an absolute total fear. The fear of ending up in exile and being buried in exile, just as he did to Ahidjo. So, at the same time, he is someone who wants to live and who wants to die in power. He wants to live in power. For that, he has sacrificed his dignity since 1961 to attain the political positions he holds today. But above all, he wants to die in power, because he believes that this is how he will receive a proper burial, that he will benefit from it. From all the fake mausoleums currently being built for him, and yet, all of them will eventually be blown to pieces. As soon as Cameroonians take to the streets by the millions, the first monuments they will target are the busts of Paul Biya. These are the first monumental targets that will fall, even before the monuments dedicated to colonial powers. I'm telling you, an authority won't even have time to say anything. We no longer want this monument dedicated to a colonizer before that monument will already have fallen. The legitimate struggle led by the fighter Mbiwa Masok, Mbatalong, or Essa Mahoha, in fact, this is the struggle that all Cameroonians carry within themselves. To completely erase the pride, the colonial and neo-colonial arrogance from the symbolic landscape of the country. Statues like that of Leclerc in Douala, they are on borrowed time. All the colonizers who were honored on African soil, their statues, their monuments are on borrowed time. They will all be moved, they will all be put out in the sun in penitentiary museums. For me, that's the best solution. We take them down, we put them out in the sun, just like the devil is chained up with his demons in Tartarus. That's how we should chain up those things. And even organize every year ceremonies to banish these criminals from our memory. Because if they just disappear by being pulverized, broken, and so on, they might end up scattered across the country, and even through their remains, curse the land. No, we have to gather them all together, chain them up somewhere. And in that place, we curse them for centuries and centuries. We establish a festival of denunciation and condemnation of colonialism. And during this festival, we stone their monument. Literally, just like the stoning of the devil in Mecca. So Paul Biya, I don't know why his supporters are running. We know what his problem is. His problem is to be buried in Cameroon. His problem is to have monuments in Cameroon and thus to protect, so to speak, his legacy stolen from the Cameroonian state, his heirs who are thieves of the Cameroonian state. And now to try to steal the memory of the Cameroonian people by presenting himself as a servant of Cameroon's liberation, when in fact he is only serving himself.